I must apologize, I completely forgot to equip the Grimorium on Clarf in the previous installment. Now that that's done, salutations and welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Phantasia. This is Edgar. In the previous episode, we returned to the year 4352, gained the power of Volt, powered up the airbirds and Archie's broom, and we can now soar in the skies. The far reaches of the world now lay open to our party, and you probably want to check all the new places out. First, however, we want to head to Alvinista, as that's the whole reason we were given the airbirds in the first place. If you enter Alvinista from the south, you will find a blonde-haired NPC standing by the wall. Talk to this NPC, she will mention that the nation of Thor captured a spirit many ages ago. You must talk to this NPC to be able to retrieve said spirit a little later on. Nothing else in Alvinista requires our immediate attention, so let's head to the castle to meet Harrison Ford. As usual, the guards will be pricks and stop us. Not a problem, Harrison Ford himself will come outside to greet us. Inside Alvinista Castle, we will meet our old friend Rundlam, who hasn't changed all that much in the past 150 years. I also owe all of you viewers an apology, as Rundlam is in fact a male, and I have been referring to him as a female. My mistake. Let's go and meet the king and queen. At this point, the king and Rundlam will talk to us about Dhaos. Dhaos, having mastered time travel, will be impossible to catch in the standard fashion, making this war impossible for our side to win. However, the king and Rundlam have an idea. Supposedly, the three ancient civilizations of Thor, Fenrir, and Odin, each have a legendary weapon. And if these three weapons are combined into one, they will make an alleged eternal sword, which is capable of controlling time, and can be used to bind Dhaos to this time period. So, those are our directives. We are going to need to claim the legendary weapons of Thor, Fenrir, and Odin, in order to combine the three of them into this alleged eternal sword. The good news is that we in fact already have one of the legendary weapons. Clarf has it around one of his fingers. The diamond ring is the legendary weapon of Thor. So, one down, two to go. That was easy. The other two are both swords, and will not be quite as easy to claim, particularly since they both have rather powerful guardians, and happen to be located in the most environmentally extreme places in the world. In addition to this, we have no bloody idea how we are going to combine the two swords and the ring into one weapon. Somehow I don't think they come with an instruction booklet, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, let us head to the forest south of the town of Mickwell, to ensure the tree is still alive and kicking in this time period. the spirit Martel will show herself once again to our party. Martel leaves in rather a hurry. The reason for this is we are about to come under attack. Okay, what asshole has the balls? Well, Dhaos is here. And despite us having kicked his bum 2 times, he is more than capable of obliterating the party now. And yet, he will stay his hand. Some food for thought there. After this, we are going to ride our airbirds across the lands, and we are going to pay a visit to Olive Village. I am not going to take advantage of it, but if you have time to burn, there is a method you can use in Olive Village to essentially get free money forever. It's nice to see that Olive Village hasn't changed at all in the past 150 years. Anyway, standing in the shade up here is a man. If you talk to this man, he will ask you if you want to buy an egg. Eggs will cost you 80 gold, and can go in your food sack if you want, but if you want easy money, simply buy eggs from this man, and then sell them in the store right near here for over 3,000 gold a pop. The guy selling eggs doesn't know all that much about business, it would appear. As long as you are in Olive Village, be sure to sell your yellow cakes. This is where you will get the most gold for them, at 240,000 gold each. Not bad, I say. You are going to want quite a lot of gold for what's next, so either sell your yellow cakes in Olive Village, or become an egg salesperson. Aim to have at least 250,000 gold when you leave Olive Village. Our next destination is quite well hidden, it does not appear on the map in the corner at all. You can find it in the sea, just a little south of Olive Village. This is the island in question. You will know it's the right island because there will be one house on it and that's all. Let's check it out. Welcome to the Aegis Workshop. The Aegis Workshop houses some of the most powerful items in the game, and I hope you brought your bank. Everything sold here is hellishly expensive. There's an ivory carver here as well, but we have no ivory, and we won't have any for a long time, so we are going to ignore him and talk to the other merchants. This merchant has only one accessory for sale, but unless you sold a fuck ton of eggs, there's no way you'll be able to afford this thing now, as it costs a massive 5 million gold. It's a class-specific accessory called the Combo Command. Equipping it will disable all of class's regular techs, and will instead enable you to use all of them, provided you know the inputs. All techs can be used as long as class is capable of using them in the first place using this accessory, and if you have ever played Final Fantasy VI and used Sabin, the concept is similar to his Blitz ability, but far more in depth. The other merchant sells armor as well as a new bow for Chester, so we are going to use a lotus perfume to cut the costs in half. If you want to get as much stuff from this merchant as you can, you'll need a lotus perfume and about 250,000 gold, or 500,000 gold. All of the gear here is male specific, so that rules out Mint and Archie. For maximum effectiveness, You want to grab one of everything but the bow for Kless, you'll want to grab the armor and the gloves for Chester, and you'll want to grab the armor for Cloth. Let me take a moment to outfit everybody with the new stuff. Make sure you grab the bow for Chester. It only fires one arrow at a time, but said arrow is fancy and blue, and its power is far beyond that of the wave spread. These arrows will do around 3000 damage a strike to the enemies in the next place we are going. The arrows are thunder elemental. Just bear in mind this will make them ineffective against certain enemies. That's all we can do here for now. We will return when we either have ivory, or can afford the combo command accessory. Since neither of those are viable options right now, we are moving out. Now, our next destination. Do you remember that blonde NPC in Alvinista who mentioned that the people of the ancient city of Thor had captured a spirit? That's right, we are going to go and introduce ourselves to that spirit. We can also get a huge upgrade for Kless from the city of Thor in this time period. To find Thor, fly over Venetia, and then head a little northeast. Thor will be floating right where you left it 150 years ago. Or should I say, 50 years ago. This whole time travel thing can really do a man's head in. Anyway, our ultimate goal here is to make it back to us, the mother computer. That means we are going to have to do the stupid skeleton key room again. Before we get to that, there is a door out here that was locked 150 years ago. Over the course of 150 years, it somehow managed to become unlocked. Fuck if I know how. Looks like the party have never seen the marvel that is the skyscraper. Now, head to the bottom end of the bar, and a hologram will appear before the party. It might not render correctly in the recording. I've noted that holy bottles and dark bottles have the same issue. They just flicker far too quickly for the recording software to pick up accurately at 60 FPS. You are given 4 options here, but the only one we are interested in is option 4, as it will shed some light on what happened to Thor in the past. Thor was struck by a meteor, so looks like that weather report was just as bollocks as real life ones. Anyway, let's head into the skeleton key room. And here we are once again in this shithole of a place. As long as we are here in this time period, let's use a dark bottle. We want to fight the enemies in here. There is a really nice item they can drop. Remember, the encounters here are all machines, so you want Archie casting Indignation, Clav summoning Volt, and Chester using the Crescent Bow. However you decide to set your party up. I forgot to mention it when we got him. Volt will strike the whole screen for heavy thunder damage. He's basically the Indignation spell in a can. Somehow, you can also encounter squids in here. Hell if I know how they're surviving. No need to bother with the chest account, Sergeant 363, I already had my fun with it. Okay, these in fact are the droids we are looking for. They have tech missiles but not much else. Just take them out however you want, they're not very dangerous. Plus his damage short is suck compared to Clarf and Chester. Don't worry though, if this droid drops what we are after, that is about to change. Excellent, we got what we came for. Since I just referenced Star Wars, it's rather appropriate that the game throws a lightsaber at us. It will boost Clus's damage by a massive amount, as you can see by the terrific stats. It also happens to be light elemental, which is reasonable given that it is made of laser. Sadly, we will not get a lightsaber graphic in combat. Anyway, the light element in question will not affect its ability to cut things to bits, so equip it the instant you claim it. Now for the skeleton key. We want to reach the mother computer. I will as always abuse save states to speed this process up. Don't worry, no boss fight this time. Just head north to interact with the mother computer once again. Oz will show up and give the standard greeting. If you spoke to that blonde-haired NPC in Alvinista, a third option will be available. Information on Aska. Aska is the spirit we have come here to meet. As mentioned, the ancient people of Thor captured the spirit and had been studying it, though without too much success. It's all well and good for the ancient people of Thor to have studied Aska for a bit, to see if its power could be harnessed. Thing is, they forgot to bloody release it. So the poor thing has been trapped here for thousands of years. You will be given the option of releasing Aska. Obviously, this is what you're going to need to do. This is Aska, it is the spirit of light itself, and takes the form of a bird. Aska will be extremely grateful to you for releasing it from its shackles, and Clarf will waste no time asking for a contract. Since we helped Aska in a time of crisis, it will happily agree. And that's some more boom boom for Clarf's bling bling. For those of you wondering where we collected the topaz ring, we collected it quite a while ago in the depths of the Moria Gallery, from the same room we found the moonstone ring. It was one of the two rings we repaired at the Heimdall stone in the Elven Forest. Whether you release and contract with Aska or not, Oz will no longer have the power to transport you through time. Heal your party with option 2 if you require, otherwise head back into the common room. If you missed the God Breath spell for Archie in the past, get it now if you can. I will meet you outside. That's that, we will never need to return to Thor, so say your farewells to the ancient city. So, we have a few other bits and pieces we want to collect. In this time period, some old dungeons we have visited will have new bits of treasure, and some of these are contract rings. We want to get them all. Let's begin by returning to Undine's Cavern. Haven't been here in a while. In Undine's Cavern, there is a contract ring, as well as a new spell for Archie. Both of them are located far into the cavern. You'll have to fuck about with the water levels in order to reach them.
Release the Kraken!
As you work your way through the cavern, you'll run into all new enemies. All of the old dungeons have had their monsters upgraded in this time period, and we are going to be visiting Demitel's Island, Gnome's Cavern, and the Long Valley to collect all the new loot. No need to go to Ifrit's Cave, nothing there for us whatsoever. So let's talk about Undine's Cavern. In here, you will encounter squids, krakens, and coronas. Squids and krakens are exactly as you'd expect. Coronas are essentially upgraded Chaurons, but they're nowhere near as infuriating, so just cut them to ribbons. Coronas will appear in all of the dungeons I just mentioned except for the Long Valley. In addition, there is also a very nasty enemy lurking about in all 4 locations, and while it can be beaten, it's very dangerous to fight. I'll give it a shot should we encounter it, it's rather hard to find one. Annoyingly, Coronas will reduce the damage of Chester's new bow to 0. The dangerous enemy does the same thing. You can go and get a different bow right now if you wish, but I should be fine without it for the time being. Anyway, flip this lever to take the water out of the northern room, and gain access to the far end of the cavern. That's the only lever you're going to have to mess about with to get the stuff from Undine's Cavern. The spell is at the far end of the room where we fought Undine, and the contract ring is in the room with the 2 pulls. It can be found in the one on the right, which is conveniently empty. Nice and easy for us. Absorb that, you little wanker. Let us begin by collecting the contract ring. Head into the pool on the right and go down the stairs. Ignore the lever on the wall, just head over to the chest for your prize. The sapphire ring is now ours, and is one of the 2 rings we will need to contract with the spirits in the bonus dungeon. That will not be for quite some time, so let's stash it for the time being. Bloody lizard, do you mind? Head to the far end of this room to collect a new spell for our lovely pink-haired spellcaster Archie. It's a water element spell, so you'll want to turn it off until you make your way out of Undine's Cavern. It's the Ice Wall spell, which is the same as Fire Wall, just the opposite element. Same damage over time effect. That's it for Undine's Cavern, I will meet you all outside. Next up is Demitel's Island. You can find it to the south and slightly west of Undine's Cavern. Only one thing for us to collect from the basement, and it's a new spell for Archie. Keep on your toes, the dangerous enemy was avoided in Undine's Cavern, but we can also run into it here. Also, the skeletons that used to occupy the basement have been upgraded. Just head to the right, and take the north corridor to reach Demitel's chamber and the spell for Archie. The skeletons have been replaced by spectres. Be careful, spectres will aggressively float towards you, and melee you repeatedly, causing the paralyzed status for the fuck of it. Fortunately, they're not very durable. Head on into Demitel's chamber. A solitary chest here, open it for your reward. This chest contains Archie's second death spell. This one is Death Cloud. Death Cloud is single target just like Distortion, but has a greater chance to land. It's still very inaccurate however. That's all for Demitel's Island. See you outside. Only 2 locations remaining. The next one is Gnome's Cavern. If you've forgotten where it is, you can find it a bit to the northeast of the town of Miguel. You may recall I mentioned that the sapphire ring we collected from Undine's Cavern was for a spirit in the bonus dungeon. The same applies for the contract ring we can find in Gnome's Cavern. Once you enter, head to the door that required the password. Don't worry if you've forgotten it, you will not be asked for it again. Anyway, we need to work our way through the cavern to the room where we set off the alarm to distract the gnomes. The gnomes themselves will not be present in this time period. Feel free to speculate where they buggered off to if you like. That poor frog, it just wasn't his day. Anyway, the frogs and fiends you will encounter here aren't very threatening. The cavern is filled with coronas though, which are always a pain in the butt. Damn you, Chester, I know you can shoot further than that. Let us continue making our way to the room with the contract ring we are seeking. And remember to be on your guard, the dangerous enemy lurks here as well. As I said, the little gnomes are absent in this time period. This is actually the reason we can collect this contract ring. If you can recall that far back, you might remember that only 2 gnomes were guarding the door to the spirit gnome's room, but 4 little gnomes in total ran over when we set off the alarm. The other pair came from another door. Hold that thought, Chris just learned Firebrand. Think of Firebrand like Tiger Teeth except fire elemental and a bit slower as he throws his weapon. No need to master it, but it's very useful. Mint also picked up the Valkyrie spell. Valkyrie will boost the party's speed and attack, and is amazing if you have Chester in the active party, as both he and Klus will really benefit from it. As I was saying, the other pair of little gnomes came from another door, located at the northwest end of that room. There was jack shit in there in the year 4202, but in this time period, and that, ladies and gentlemen, was the dangerous enemy. Rather tough, especially since he's immune to practically every element, absorbs a lot of them, and has an instant kill attack, as well as a bullshit melee bite. I am poisoned, but no big deal, Mint will fix that in the next battle. So, let's check out that northwest room. In here, you will find a single chest, and this chest contains the emerald ring. We now have both rings required to contract with the spirits in the bonus dungeon, and that will be all for Gnome's Cavern. See you back outside. One last destination for us to retrieve a contract ring, so let's fly on over to the Long Valley. We need to make our way back to where the Hell Lord kicked the crap out of me so long ago. The Hell Lord will be sadly absent. Bit of a shame, as I'd love to get my revenge on the prick. Don't worry, he isn't gone for good, he's just hit the gym, and relocated himself to the bonus dungeon. If you don't remember the way to the Hell Lord's area, take the eastern cave out here in the mountains. You should find the rope leading down right near you, so go ahead and climb down. Interesting. I seem to recall this place being very orange in the past. Guess the Shoki residue has buggered off. Anyway, 150 years ago, this area was populated by ghasts. Ghasts are still here, but have apparently mutated into floating zombies. They're just like the specters on Demetel's island, except worse, because these ones will inflict petrify instead of paralyze, so exercise caution. So, there are a couple of chests you can collect down here, but the only one we give a fuck about is the one on the left, because it has a contract ring in it. Unlike the sapphire and emerald rings we collected earlier, this amethyst ring can be used to contract with a spirit immediately upon exiting the Long Valley. That being the case, what say we go and contract with that spirit right now? You can find this spirit on a big island we have yet to visit. You will find 2 islands near each other, both of them with a rather snowy climate. When you fly over one of these islands, the sky will go dark, and this is the island you want. Land on the southeast corner, and you will find a cave. This little cave has been dubbed the Cave of Darkness by the developers. If you come here without the amethyst ring, nothing will happen. If you have the ring, you will meet Shadow, who manages to make even less bloody sense than Volt. Shadow, if it isn't plainly obvious from his name, is the spirit of darkness. We won't have to fight him for a contract, as Dhaos has been brainwashing his friends, and we are gunning for Dhaos anyway, so this qualifies as helping him in a time of crisis. I have no idea how Clark knows what the fuck he's saying. And that's some more boom boom for Clark's bling bling. As long as we are on this island, what say we take a look at the town standing alone in the snowy fields? There is another cave out here. It can be found at the far northwest end of the island, but a guard is blocking access. For now, let's head into the town. Cute snowman. Welcome to the town of Arhri. Arhri is shrouded in darkness, as is plainly obvious. If you talk to the NPCs out and about, they'll talk about how the town wasn't always like this, and that they believed Dhaos himself is responsible for the darkness hanging over Arhri. Well, the townspeople indoors will, these two here will just bitch and moan about the freezing cold and the monsters. If you want to be warm, go into a building, you fucking dumbasses. There is a swordswoman inside this building, and for 50,000 gold she will teach Cliss the Cinderhawk double art. A combination of Flaming Pigeon and Magma Rift. It's not bad, and later in the game, it will be invaluable if you choose to do a pair of dungeons in one particular order. Move somewhere a bit warmer than this, love, it's bad for your bones. Anyway, let's have a look at what the townspeople huddled in the cafe have to say. I know, right? Making it always night. What a bastard. Never mind that sunburn thing and shit. I have to say at this point, if there was a place on this planet where it was always night, but not this bloody cold, I would move there in a heartbeat. No wonder the guard is there, grave robbers like us are out and about. There's a well-hidden green-hooded NPC near this soldier. Make sure you talk to this one. The NPC will mention a ninja village in the Elven Forest, and you must speak to her to unlock access to it. We will be paying it a visit in the next installment. So, you can find the soldier standing over here. The soldier will recognize us as the heroes of this game, and will give us some direct information on Dhaos's whereabouts. He is also going to give us a seemingly useless accessory. Apparently he collected it from the corpse of a slain monster. He gives us a Dhaos emblem. The Dhaos emblem, aside from looking extremely strange, can be equipped in anybody's accessory slot, but there's a problem. If you go into your equipment and have a look at the Dhaos emblem we just received, you'll notice that it does nothing at all. No effect, no stats, no nothing, and it only vendors for 1 gold. Hold on to it, you're going to want this near the end of the game. We got quite a lot of crap done in this installment, and even got 2 boom booms for Claff's bling bling. Next installment, it's time for ninjas. For now, this has been Edgar, and as always, thank you for your patronage.